I'm Atrel Nashar in Washington. President Trump's special envoy to Ukraine meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy in Kyiv Thursday, but the White House isn't making any new commitments to remain on Ukraine's side as it seeks an end to the war. A fraught moment for the U.S.-Ukraine alliance.
President Trump is obviously very frustrated right now with President Zelenskyy that he hasn't been willing to take this opportunity that we have offered.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz referring to a pitch the Trump administration made to Ukraine's president. Give the U.S. 50% of his country's rare earth minerals in exchange for continued U.S. support.
At the very moment that you're being undermined by your biggest ally by taking away negotiating points, you're going to be forced to sign a deal with no negotiation in terms of your mineral rights?
Hours earlier, President Zelenskyy and President Trump's special envoy to Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, met in Kyiv. Zelenskyy thanked him and said his team is ready to work 24/7. Despite bipartisan backlash, President Trump doubling down on what he said in this social media post Wednesday. A dictator without elections, Zelenskyy better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. It left the Russians pleased. Dmitry Medvedev, former president and prime minister, still one of the most powerful men in Russia, replied, "If you'd told me just 3 months ago that these were the words of the U.S. president, I would have laughed out loud."
It's time for elections. Haven't had an election in a long time. It's wonderful to say, we can't have an election, but it's time for elections.
In spring 2024, Ukrainian elections were postponed to maintain martial law. A poll by the Kyiv International Institute of Sociology at the time found only 15% thought elections should have proceeded. Many feared a power vacuum would make Ukraine even more vulnerable. Republican Congressman Don Bacon says he thinks what President Trump said is wrong and a shame.
The president needs a do-over day and start again. He took a bad turn. Zelenskyy was rightfully elected. He is under martial law, and they have under their constitution that they can postpone their elections while under martial law.
European leaders hoping to bring the United States back in line with the rest of NATO. Both the president of France and the UK's prime minister will travel here to meet with President Trump next week. In Washington, I'm Atrel Nashar.